What is the RACE strategy? The RACE strategy teaches you to do what good writers do naturally and can help you answer short response questions. It helps you maintain a formal style and make sure you're answering all parts of the question with lots of detail. Using the RACE strategy will almost guarantee that your answer is complete. So let's look at what RACE stands for. R stands for restate the question. It means to turn the question into a statement to introduce your paragraph. For example, if the question is, how can students improve their study skills? You could restate the question by saying, students can improve their study skills by, and then answering the question. A means answer all parts of the question. And keep in mind that there may be more than one part to the question. It may be helpful to underline or highlight your question as you're working so you know what parts you need to answer. C stands for cite the text to support your answer. This means to support the answer that you gave with evidence from the text. If you use a direct quotation, make sure you use quotation marks. And make sure to introduce your evidence with a phrase like, for example, according to the text, or the author states that, and I'll show you some others in just a moment. And finally, E stands for explain your citation. So elaborate on why your text evidence helps to prove your point. You can use phrases like this example shows or this quotation proves. And here are some tips. While you read, circle and underline important sentences so that they're easy to find later. It may also be helpful to read the questions before you start reading so you know what to look for. Another tip would be to check off each part of the RACE strategy as you write. So check off R, A, C, E as you write. And finally, always reread your work to check for mistakes and to make corrections. So let's look at some examples of how to cite a source or how to introduce a cited source. You could say, according to the text. For example, the author says. You could state your citation or your evidence and say, that proves that, according to the author, and for instance. And then here's an example of the RACE strategy. So we have this text about healthy teeth. It says that dentists say we should all brush our teeth twice a day. Why do they say this? It is because brushing your teeth helps prevent cavities. When you eat, pieces of food get stuck to your teeth. If the food stays there, it can cause damage. Sugar is especially damaging and should be avoided. In addition to brushing your teeth twice a day, you should also floss to clean small pieces of food between your teeth. This will keep your mouth healthy and prevent cavities. Then it says, use the RACE strategy to answer the question, how can you avoid cavities? Give reasons from the paragraph to support your answers. So this is an example of how to answer that question, how can you avoid cavities, using the RACE strategy. So this person started by restating the question, saying you can avoid cavities by doing a few things. Then they answered the question, you can brush and floss your teeth every day. Then they cited evidence from the text. The paragraph says you should also floss to clean small pieces of food between the teeth. And if the food stays there, it can cause damage. And then they explained their citation or explained their evidence. Cleaning your mouth helps you avoid cavities. You can also use that E, that explain your evidence at the end, to also kind of wrap up your question or to restate the question at the end. If you have any questions, please let me know.